Hi, I'm Amber, and I'm here to talk about why I think that I have cancer. I was diagnosed with cancer in my lymph nodes here, January 2018, and I've been on my healing journey ever since, and basically said no to chemo and radiation. Surgery was never offered to me, and I probably would have said no to that as well. I'm currently working with a Chinese medicine doctor doing acupuncture and herbs, but knowing that this manifestation of cancer in my throat is much more than a physical ailment and started at a much more deeper level than a cancer cell going bonkers. So I have been going on a spiritual journey for the last 8 months, and while I've learned so many things through that, I have recently watched Teal Swan's video on cancer. She talks about cancer and how she believes we can cure cancer, and that video spoke to me on so many levels and in so many ways. And the first thing that I really agreed with was that we don't need to fight cancer. And I've never, maybe in the beginning I talked about, fighting, or I'm staying to fight, or I'm gonna win the battle. But I've realized it's really not about winning the battle. It's not about going against my own body to defeat it. That never made sense to me in my heart. It just didn't. And many times I talk to my cancer. I hold my hand up to my throat and I have conversations. And I'm sure all of this is going to sound super weird to a lot of people, and that's okay to me. And I am super weird. I believe in a lot of weird things that a lot of people don't understand. That's okay. And you might think that I'm just fooling myself and that I'm gonna die. Maybe you're right. You could be right. Or I could be right too. We don't know. Nobody knows. So, going back to talking to my cancer, I tell my cancer that I love it. Is that weird? I love my cancer. And I've told this to my cancer many times throughout the last 6 to 8 months. Because that's when I really understood what was going on, or what I believe through many experiences. So Teal talks about the fact that we don't have to fight with ourselves. We don't have to use this belief that we're fighting this battle. That cancer is actually an ally. It's like a frenemy in my way of putting it is a frenemy. So cancer knows you have to change some shit in your life. It knows you're not on the path you're meant to be on. It knows you're suppressing whatever emotion, whatever trauma, whatever experiences for God knows how long. and limiting ourselves. And it says, not anymore, you're not. I'm here. I showed up because you're going to pay attention to me. And we do. We pay so much attention to cancer. When we get a diagnosis, that's all we can think about. And it's for a reason. Well, one reason is that we're basically told that we are going to die, that if we don't follow the doctor's orders. And we're given all that fear, and of course we can't think of anything else than the cancer. So it shows up, and it has a lot to say, and it's not a nice friend. It's not a patient friend. It's a friend that pushes you to past your limits, to pass whatever you believe you're capable of. And it does some not great things. Causes pain, causes lots of fear, lots of anxiety, until you listen. Until you listen and you hear what it has to say, and you make the changes. And it doesn't give you a lot of time to do that, unfortunately. So, why do I think I have cancer? Right here, in my throat. Well, connecting the throat, putting two and two together, it's it's not rocket science. If you know me, I always grew up with a very soft voice. And I grew up with people never being able to hear me. I just remember people always saying, "Speak up, I can't understand you. What are you saying? I can't hear you." And I use the sway test, which maybe some of you know and some of you don't, but it's a way to tap into your subconscious to ask it questions, because our subconscious knows all of our history. So I asked my subconscious, when was the first memory of an adult getting frustrated at me because they couldn't hear me? And that was 5 years old. I got the answer 5 years old. And that was my father. So at 5 years old, starting at 5 years old, my father got frustrated at me because he couldn't hear me because my voice was too soft. So what message did that send to my 5-year-old self? It said that something's wrong with me. Why is my voice so quiet? Why can't people hear me? Is there something wrong? Like, that caused, I'm sure it caused shame and guilt and sadness, ultimately. A lot of sadness that people couldn't understand me because there's something wrong with my voice. So, not to say that my father has any, that I blame my father for any of this, because that's not the case whatsoever. My father is amazing. I love my father. He's helped me so much through my healing journey. When I was little, I could have been louder. I could have, who knows? But that's not what happened. What happened was since I was 5 years old up until now. I have not felt that I had power in my voice. So where did the power go? Well, the power went to the people who told me I had no power. My voice went to the people who said I had no voice. That's how I lost my power. By believing them. And by believing that something was wrong with me. And even in school situations and in work situations where it seemed maybe I was more confident, I still struggled when I wanted to share something. I would think about raising my hand, and my heart would start racing, my hands would get sweaty, and I couldn't raise my hand. It just froze. I just froze. And yeah, so that's the main reason as to why I think I have this cancer. And German New Medicine, I believe it's called, it also believes that there's a main cause to us manifesting this type of illness. And especially in the lymph nodes, I wrote it down. It's the loss of self-worth in whatever area in the lymph node. So in the lymph node in my throat, excuse me, I didn't believe I had any worth. I didn't believe my voice was worthy to express. Whoa. I didn't believe my voice was worthy to express. It's the first time I've said that. That's a big realization for me, to put it in that way. But while I'm doing this work of opening these harsh truths, because they are harsh, this type of healing is not pleasant. All healing is fucking hard. All true healing is really hard. Because you have to feel everything. And feeling these emotions that we've suppressed for so long really sucks. But in order to let them go, we have to feel it. There's no way around it. So, last night, I felt into the pain, the sadness of my little girl self who made her dad frustrated because he couldn't hear her. and picturing me sitting in the back of the car, being upset, feeling like something was wrong with me. I really felt into that. And I sat with her for a while, and I eventually gave her a hug, and I told her that nothing's wrong with her. Nothing's wrong with her voice. Her voice, our voice, my voice, is beautiful just the way it is. My voice is beautiful just the way it is. Thanks for watching.